Up on the August edition of Brick Dancer TV, we're going to take you as far east in Oregon as you can get without stepping into Idaho. Introduce you to a real cowboy, introduce you to a bunch of cool little towns. Then we have a bunch of local stories for you. And I want to tell you, every day at noon on Facebook, my Brick Dancer TV Facebook page, we have a Get Real with Brick Dancer, where you will learn so much about the community. It's not just here on TV, it's everywhere. Enjoy the show. I'm not dead. That sounds like something interesting. If you live in southeastern Oregon, one way or another, you are somehow connected to ranching. It's a tough lifestyle, and it's getting a lot tougher.
We ranch, run cattle. It's a way of life. You can even be obsessed about it.
A way of life you can't understand unless you do it. Ranchers.
Got married in 77 and moved to Rome.
Pam White's family homesteaded this land decades ago when few saw the potential. While wagon trains were headed to the valleys, a few saw something in this desert, something just waiting to be found. Sometimes you have to help create an oasis. Pam and her husband Jesse run cattle, grow grass, cut it for hay, and irrigate lots and lots of water.
It's the most important thing that there is in this country is water.
That's evident as you drive through Oregon's outback. When you see, you find homes, people, a town or two, and livestock.
You have to have it for everything. You have to have it to raise crops. You have to have it to water the cattle. You have to have it for yourself. Water is everything here. If there's no water here in this desert, there's nothing here.
Nothing but the Owyhee River and a few springs here and there. Ranchers say back in the early days, you didn't see a lot of wildlife out here, not like you do today.
We're not out here to just see what we can do to harm the environment.
Pam and Jesse say people have the wrong idea about ranchers and what they do and why they do it.
My family has been here since like 1916, and they've built water sources. There used to be, from here to McDermott, Nevada, it's 68 miles away. There's a couple of springs out there in the desert. And now there's hundreds of reservoirs for the wildlife, the cattle to drink out of.
A few years ago, environmental groups sued ranchers to force the fencing of the Owyhee River. They had cattle destroying the riverbank. Pam says it's ironic. People in cities like Portland telling ranchers how to preserve a riverbank.
The Willamette River is paved to water's edge on both sides, and you look down at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, every styrofoam cup in their hand, and they're hurrying and they're bustling. And for environmental reasons, they were eliminating our way of life.
Ranchers lost. The fence went up. Do you feel disconnected from Oregon?
Yeah, that we're not actually a part of Oregon. We're more like Idaho, and we're more like Nevada. We get all of our news, our weather, everything we get comes out of Idaho.
To folks out here, the big E, environment, isn't really something they see as controllable.
The good Lord is probably one of the most important things, because I know that He created everything. He created us. And as far as like environmental things go, I think in spite of us, He'll keep the world running in time for it to not run.
Pam says ranchers don't want to come to the city and tell us how to do things.
It's strife. They have to be allowed to decide how they want to live their life. I don't want them out here telling me how to live my life. And I want to be responsible about the way that we live our life. I don't want to do damage to the environment.
She thinks we have the wrong idea about nature.
Nature is a lot crueler. It's a lot uglier a lot of times than, you know, the mice, the fire, the coyotes that eat your baby calves. Those things, I don't think they really comprehend.
Ranchers feel outnumbered. They don't have time to fight over issues that make little sense to them. They've got hay to cut, to feed, and water to move. Do you like being around people?
I don't mind it, but it doesn't bother me not to be. I mean, I don't feel a need to be around people.
Rugged individualist. Hard-working people.
Unreal cagey people, or, you know, we're not that removed from the world though, you know. We're really not.
Living in Oregon's outback is a choice.
They say that most people change their careers or their occupation several times in their lifetime. I don't know anybody that's ever changed their occupation out here.
Determination is the key to living.
It's a way of life for us. I mean, it's the only thing we know how to do.
So you're fine, right? This is Katie Hallard,
Hi everyone.
Equinox Real Estate.
That's right, with the Hallett Real Estate team. So, right now our inventory is super low still. We're at 1.7 months worth of inventory. So what that means is if no new homes come on the market, it would take us 1.7 months to sell everything.
Seriously?
Yeah. That's not very much.
So if you're somebody who's retiring or the kids just moved out,
You have a big house, you want to downsize, this is the market to do it in. Or maybe you're in a small house, it's too tiny, you want to move up. There's buyers for every price range, and we need homes listed.
Find great deals on furniture, appliances, cabinets, and building materials at the Springfield Eugene Restore, benefiting Habitat for Humanity. Learn more at sehabitat.org.
okay, so this is John, and we're having a meeting about an important video we're producing.
Super important.
But then we start having more fun talking about life and
Listening to music.
And so we find Thor. And your name again?
Thor. Thor was cool.
And
I don't think that's his real name.
You don't think so?
Maybe.
You think
It's an interesting name.
Okay, so you think Thor's probably not his real name, but he's...
Do you think his parents named him Thor? And
Not a lot of people would pick Thor for a name.
yeah, I don't think so.
And we started going, God, that guy's really good.
It was Santana.
So John, what do you find the most intriguing about Thor's music as a music critic for
I really like his toes.
his toes?
What he's doing with his toes. I think it's just like most people don't use their toes when playing street music, and he's making that happen. And I really do like the beats and the...
And we could guess it. We were sitting here guessing. Actually, John was very impressed that I knew many of the songs.
All of them.
You look kind of stunned, actually.
You knew all of them.
You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this.
Just various artists. I just kind of like started doing my own thing. But like my dad plays guitar and I grew up raised around him.
So John and I are out, we're out searching for new talent, and we find
And so here I am today, jamming out. Yeah.
Growing up in East LA, where she fell in love with the guitar, played by Carlos Santana.
Hi, I'm Patrick Olson. I'm Patrick Olson Auto Repair here in Eugene. If you need a place where you can get your car serviced at a reasonable rate, fixed right the first time, every time, come see me at Patrick Olson Auto Repair. The reason I'm on this video right now is because I'm good friends with Rick. If Rick trusts me, you can trust me too.
Credibility is huge. I mean, it's, you put the facts together and you tell the story, the complete picture, then that builds your credibility. Trust is key, because if they don't trust what it is that you're doing every single week, then they're not going to subscribe to the paper, they're not going to buy the paper, they're going to look for other sources to find the news that they want. The best way to stay informed is pick up the paper, and if it's not in the paper, let us know that it's not in the paper so we can go find who we need to get that story. It is about them. It's about the community. That's what the paper is. It's the community paper for Cottage Grove.
Here's one of the little secrets of the biking community to keep yourself from chafing down there in those hard to reach areas. Butter. You take this, you slather your crack and your front. Riding, I got into it because of Kathy, and it was something we could do together. Okay, so this is the first stop. This is Newburgh. This is where we begin. And there's thousands of riders here, and we're just two of them. But look, we did get our shirts because Corey raised so dang much money that we ended up getting a shirt too. Thank you, Corey. And so we're gonna start from here and get our bikes out and head to Pacific City. That's how it works. I do enjoy all the people, and so the way I kind of ride is I write stories in my head like this. I do this kind of thing, and so that's how I've kind of gotten into biking, is by doing it as a blog and now as a vlog.
I'm Andrew Steele from Corvallis. I'm riding for my grandmother who's passed away from COPD last month.
So it means a little more when you're doing it for somebody?
Yeah, it means a lot more. I did it last year and it's nowhere near the same feeling. So.
Last year I was riding and I didn't meet, but I found out about Kelly Rom. I kept thinking about her. And so at the end I wrote a blog and she read it and she was really touched by that. And then a few months later she died. And then we found other people to ride for to include in our team, which is Julia and then a woman named Barbara. And her husband gave me this to take down there, and it says, "Breathing in the moss and ferns, caress my lungs." And he put a little rock on here for her. Who I interviewed her husband, and she died. And all these people have lung cancer and did not smoke at all.
It just slows life down when you're out on the backcountry roads and gives you time to kind of ponder and think about life and take in the surroundings and the beauty of the area.
This is a SAG stop, and you come on these and you get food every so often. every 20 miles, honey, or something. So in addition to having what they're giving us, we're going to let people try some of our craft crickets and see what they think.
Unique community. Oh, that's only a leg. You need a whole thing.
You gotta eat a whole. You gotta eat a whole cricket.
Okay. Yeah. That's a little bit of a sunflower.
You want to try one?
All right. Ooh, that's a lot of crickets. All right. I know. That's a good cricket.
Were you to eat crickets?
Yeah. They're really super high in protein.
Pop them in your mouth. Oh, they're really crunchy. Oh, Rick.
You want one?
Kind of.
Yeah, okay.
No sugar.
They're craft
protein,
crickets
right?
out of Eugene. Yeah, it's high
Out of
protein.
Eugene, so they're like a cricket farm?
Yeah, there's a cricket farm. 1 million crickets in this little place. They raise them.
This falls under things I didn't think I would do today. Crunchy.
Doesn't it taste like a sunflower, kind of?
Like a very crunchy sunflower. It's not terrible.
When I'm thinking about going up these hills, and there's a real steep one at the very end, I think I'll be thinking of that is so little compared to the challenges that like Julia faces every day and her family. It's fun when you're riding and there's people, and it's fun to pass them, and just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of keeps you going when you see people ahead and you think, oh yeah, I could go, I can get past them.
So one of the cool things when you're going through those backlands, you're just all these farmers' fields and country land and clover and grass and meadow foam, and you're just cruising along, and it's just quiet. It's just so beautiful. And then you also get to go through little towns like Sheridan and Amity and places where there's just people all around, and there's some people out there cheering for you sometimes, and it's just a really fun experience to be doing this.
Little overwhelming.
Why?
All the support of all these people, helping out people like Kelly.
Okay, here's something interesting. You can enter to win a honey bucket. What would I want an outhouse for? I mean, would I really want to have an outhouse? I don't think so. Honey, guess what?
What?
We can enter to win a honey bucket. I saw in there that you can enter and a family can win their own outhouse. What
Why
the
would
hell
anybody want a honey bucket?
I don't know why anybody would want a porta potty. I don't.
No, thank you. Little did I expect that I would be meeting Julia just a little over a week ago, and for me, she put a face on this event. Julia found out about 2 months ago that she has lung cancer. It's just heart-wrenching, and when I realized here I am riding, a week and a half later, I'm riding for lung cancer, the very thing that she's fighting. It just changes everything for me. So Julia, thank you for sharing your story with me, and I take you with me today in my heart as I'm riding, and I know you're thinking of all of us, and for all those out there that are fighting today. We're riding for you. And thank you for allowing us to do that. It's a privilege.
Hello, I'm Leona Houston with Country Financial. I've spent years in our community helping families protect their homes, their cars, and their lives. Complete financial security doesn't end with insurance. I'm also here to help you plan for your retirement. I'm backed by a team of professionals that can help you achieve your goals. Together, we'll set up a step-by-step plan to help you reach your financial security. Let's talk soon.
Tom Mosman with Oakshire Brewing. I'm our Chief Operations Officer.
So tell me what happened in the house before you called Brinkers.
On a Saturday afternoon, put in a load in the dishwasher to let it run, and left for the day. Came back and the entire kitchen was flooded, completely wet, totally soaked. Got out my own towels, some fans, and thought I had taken care of it, dried things out. A few days later, had a friend come over who's a plumber, and he looked at the floor and said, "No,
you're in trouble.
You're in trouble."
Rush of cold wind.
So there used to be a wall right there.
Literally, yeah, right along here. So they were in here within a couple hours, tearing everything else out. The bottoms of all the cabinets, you can't quite see it now, but they were all totally soaked. So they removed the cabinetry, got that moved out, removed all the flooring, goes all the way around. The leak and the flooding had gone all the way into this utility room and all the way into a bathroom here. These were different floors at the time, and so they yanked everything out. I think within a day we had all the damaged flooring removed. Within a couple days of that, I was thinking about a major project I had for this house. For sort of my hope and dream was to remove this wall here. So pitched that to Carlos, and he and his team thought about it, talked to some of their folks, and within a couple days we had a plan together to pull the whole thing out. So that's kind of cool. By repurposing some of the cabinetry and taking some other measures, it made it a little more, cost effective for us to do a pretty major addition to the initial project.
Sleeping away.
What I will tell you, about our food is that we prepare everything from scratch. So we make sure we hire people that have the passion for making food. That's one of the ingredients. The other one, we make sure that our recipes, they use the ingredients that we tell them to use. And before we put it into the market, we make sure we test, try it. What I love about this business is the people. I'm a people person, so I love to interact with people, and I love to make people feel good.
So here's the best part at Ranchito Grill. Every month they give away 2 free dinners to some lucky winner, and all you have to do is go in there, have dinner, fill out a little piece of paper with your name and your phone number on it, stick it in the Rick Dancer box, and we draw a name out every month and have a winner.
Journalism and newspapers and other media sources is important because we have the training. Most of the people that I employ have gone to college and studied journalism, and so what we offer is a source of news that can be trusted. It's in an era where everybody's trying to be the first to get the news out. We actually do some research and talk to the sources and get the story and all the details behind the story.
Off Highway 78, an hour or so out of Burns, is a place called New Princeton. With a name like that, we had hopes that were crushed quickly at first. There is a post office, a flag flying, a few dozen mailboxes inside, so there must be people who come here. Okay, it was a Sunday, so that cuts down on the hustle and bustle of Princeton. Lots of downtowns are slower on a Sunday. But you'd think someone would be in the home out back, unless they're hiding. No rabid dogs, no real animals to speak of, just some plywood cows. There's also some old tires on the roof. Now that's a little weird.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to build up much around here.
That's John Simmons, owner of the original Princeton. Before it was new, before it was moved.
It's the old town of Princeton, back in, I believe, the 50s and before that.
About a mile away from New Princeton is one of the original Princetons. Yes, we said one of.
We bought it in September, and we've got a little history on it, and it's since the old highway used to come through here, the old road.
You see, the post office moves, has some 7 times.
Post office actually got moved up here to the corner to another place, and then it's since moved over here to the manufactured home where it is now.
The post office moves to wherever the postmaster lives.
I think 30 mailboxes there, and the rest of them are, if you're on the blacktop, I believe mail, they'll bring the mail to you. If you live on the gravel, you got to go get it.
That's just how it works in Old or New Princeton.
So are you mayor then?
No, I'm not mayor.
If you own the town, then can't you do what you want?
I do on my own property town. Beyond this gate out here, I don't have much say.
That's it in a nutshell. That's why people live way out here, 40 miles or more from the nearest town. John left Portland for Bend, now Bend for Old Princeton.
Looking for
this right here. Quiet, peaceful, good neighbors, serenity, peace and quiet. I don't think they're going to build a Walmart here soon.
A few people, couple of kids, dogs, that won't stay put.